Hi everyone, it's Kasia from Tarot Map. In today's video we're going to be talking about the Sion Tarot and Sion Sigils decks by Luciana Peña. And this is created or produced by Artisan Tarot, and you can visit their website artisantarot.com for many various tarot decks. And as you know, Artisan Tarot, if you have been following me for a while, they do send me decks for the reviews. So these two were sent to me, and they also produced a lot of historical decks. So if you like Tarot de Marseille, please take a look at their website. These two decks, I remember when William wrote me an email asking if I would like to review them. I looked at both and I thought Sion Tarot looks very interesting. I definitely would. I said I'm not sure about the sigils because I don't think I'm going to use it much. Okay, this is both of them are really lovely produced. So the boxes are gorgeous, hard boxes, and this is only for major arcana. So this is 22 cards. It's on linen paper. A regular tarot size deck, and it comes with sigils and with a little book, a guidebook, which explains quite in depth actually what sigils are, how you can create sigils, your own sigils, and how you can work with them. Because of this deck is associated with major arcana of the other deck, of the Sion Tarot, and that's why these two decks are sold together. And the sigils are meant to be used in more like magical working. So for example, the sigil of the Fool card, which is called Wonder, the usage is for creating new beginnings. So you would look for, let's say, the Fool card, or just use the sigil itself. You can, like I did in my work, I'm trying expansion, I think, with Venus card, Empress, and something else, one more, Emperor, I think, both of them. And I use different crystals. So for these two decks, the Sion Tarot and the Sigils, I loved this fluorite crystal. And thank you, Sunshine, for shining bright on it right now. So I just felt, I just felt it fits both of these decks. This one is quite intellectual in some way and magical, but you use a lot of intellect and magical working, suits fluorite. And the Sion Tarot, it's also like quite a beautiful, complex and not so straightforward deck. And fluorite, to me, kind of seems like one of those stones that it's complex, not so straightforward, and it feels like chaos, but it can help you to get you out of chaotic thoughts, etc. So the sigils, as I said, there's 22 of them, like major arcana. And sorry for my nails, no press-ons today, but each of the sigil cards works for a different thing. And if we just choose a couple of sigils, I'm going to show you what we can, so what magical workings. I'm just seeing this piece of grain here, so let's add it. It's like Demeter has visited us. So what can we work with? There's two sigils missing because they on my altar. Okay, we can work on High Priestess, Serenity in this case. We can work on Courage, and we can work on Luck. All right. So if you look at these three and you go into the book, Serenity, so this is the sigil that you keep seeing, the Isis crown, the moon. So this is how the sigil for High Priestess was drawn. Boost productivity is the usage for this one. And it says here, the sigil is stylized depiction of the priestess. The top features Isis crown, symbolizing her divine authority. Middle lines represent her connection to sacred writings, and the crescent moon at the bottom mirrors the moon at her feet. Serenity is a symbol of tranquility, mental clarity, is soothing, presence, enhances concentration, bolsters memory, calms emotions and promotes peace. This sigil is particularly beneficial for insomnia, helping to find ease through the demands of modern life to enter a state of deep restorative sleep. So it's interesting that they're using this for boosting productivity, but it also can be used for like enhancing, relaxing sleep, etc. So we have serenity, then courage would be the next card. And if we go through the book, this is courage, how the sigil was created. So it's strength card. Strength and leadership skills would be the usage. It also enhances confidence, boosts inner fortitude, invigorates the spirit for those who wish to lead. Relieves fear, self-doubt, uncertainty, finding instead an untapped wealth of strength, determination and perseverance. Embracing the sigil affirms strength and bravery, prepares you to excel in leadership challenges. So that's pretty cool. I think how this book is very simple but goes quite in depth, and you can get quite a lot of practical information from it. And then luck is of course our wheel of fortune here. Attract luck and fortune, acts as magnet, attracting favorable fortune, enhancing the natural flow of fruitful, beneficial opportunities. Use it to awaken your optimism, amplify your awareness, and convert your most desirable possibilities into certainties. This sigil tilts the odds in your favor. So this is how the sigil work would work like. What I usually do, I pull few cards from the tarot deck, and I pull either the same cards if I have a major arcana in the reading from this deck, or I do like a second row and see what sigils I can do to, and usually I pick those consciously, okay? So it's not like random like I just showed you now, but you can do whatever rocks your boat, right? Sometimes we might need a little bit of randomness in our visions. So then the Sion Tarot, it's such a cool deck. So again, the box is beautiful, hard box, well done. Everything is like works perfectly, you know, everything fits nicely, nothing falls out. It's very well made. And then there is an extensive booklet as well. Oh, this is my favorite, Queen of Pentacles. She's so cool. So as you can see, Luciana used like pixie style, but there's a lot of alchemical symbols. Each card gets quite a lot of description. You always know what's going on in the image. The same is happening with the minors. So let's just look through the cards, because, oh, I wanted to also mention that a lot of the names of the major arcana are changed. Like for example, the Empress's Elevation. This deck has a lot of witchy vibes. Lilith is Hierophant, etc. So a gathering for lovers. You know, a lot of change. And also, what's changed is, let's just go to the minors. Okay, so for the court cards we have the Guardians. This is replacing the Page, and they act as protectors and nurturers, representing the initial stage of learning. So Queens, since the Guardians serve as the Queen's companions, they come next in order to the court cards. The Guardians lay a foundation of care and protection, creating a safe space where the Queens can express their maturity. Warriors, they replace the Knights and serve as protectors of the Queens. They come next in the sequence. And spiritual gifts. These cards replace the Kings at the end of the sequence. They represent a transcendent power that surpasses any earthly hierarchy, emphasizing the ultimate spiritual connection and the gifts that come from it. So for example, with the Wands, so we have the Guardian of Wands, we have Queen of Wands, we have Warrior of Wands, and then the Reincarnation would be that Power of Wands that would be like a king, right? So that's, I think it's really interesting. I'm just going to show you all the cards. So we have Ace of Pentacles, beautiful. I love how she just kind of the illustrations are simple. Like here we have the strength. Let's just make it. Here we have the strength. Okay. 9 of Cups, gorgeous, with the mermaid and just the bounty and satisfaction. Reminds me a little bit of Little Mermaid before she heads off on her adventure. Wheel of Fortune is the fortune. So in some of them you can see Pixie's kind of line, and in most of the figures you can see Pixie's line, but obviously the deck looks different. It has a lot of witchy premonition. Would be this king of the, you know, the spirit of the cups, right? I love this well scene. This is the Guardian of Wands, so that would be like the page. And here we have the Ace of Wands, really beautiful. A lot of witchy elements, a little bit on the maybe kind of like young side of the witch, just because of the colors. But you know, it's not for children, but it could be. I love the illustrations. This is 5 of Pentacles, a little bit different to your regular Rider-Waite-Smith. So heavily inspired by Rider-Waite-Smith, but also taken to a totally different level. Elevation is the Empress, so we can see how different it is. This is 4 of Pentacles, 6 of Wands, like so beautiful. This is 9 of Swords or 9 of Wands. What is it? I think it's 9 of Wands, yeah. 9 of Wands. So this card features a witch encapsulated in a crystal, symbolizing the challenges she has faced. 8 wands surround her, indicating the strength gathered from past experiences. She holds the 9th wand, transforming into a candle, suggesting that even when exhausted, a spark within it is waiting to be kindled. And then it says, in the upright position, this card signifies resilience, introspection, the need for a pause before proceeding. It suggests taking time to reflect and gather strength after facing challenges. In the reverse position, it indicates lingering too long in a state of rest, hindering progress and transition to the next phase of life. So there you go. Every card is described in a beautiful way. You understand everything. That's very pippish, right? So it's also a little bit different. This is 7 of Cups, and this is 4 of Cups. So Queen of Wands, really beautiful. This is Marie Laveau, I think. So she uses different historical witches as well to add. 8 of Pentacles, go on. Hierophant, Lilith. There's frog or toad. If you like this, I think of Joanna from the Polish Witch. Beautiful Queen of Cups, really regal. 8 of Wands, totally different to the Rider-Waite-Smith. There is 2 of Wands, 4 of Swords. Let me know what you think, because I totally resonate with these images. I think they're cool. When I received this deck and looked through the cards, oh, my favorite Queen of Pentacles. I was genuinely excited. This deck is fresh. I don't have anything like this in my collection. I have the Cozy Witch Tarot, which is a very witchy, in some cards maybe reminds me of the artwork from the other deck, but this one is much more alchemical, less kind of day-to-day, and you know, it has like all these different alchemical, esoteric, symbolic meanings attached to it. It reminds me of Rider-Waite-Smith, but also doesn't. This is Death, renamed to Dissolution. Magician is nearly like a Wonder Woman. I love this Tornado with 10 of Swords. And then we have the Sun with 2 witches. Prophecy for the Judgment. I think that's pretty cool. 9 of Swords, I really like it, with the grey clouds. The Maze with 8 of Swords. 7 of Wands, which I thought that's a bit strange, you know, that 7 of Wands comes after 6 of Wands. I always think like we're in this right position to, you know, fight anything that's coming to us. But here it says that this card depicts a witch's judgment. but she stands firmly or defiantly amidst flames without being burned, symbolizing resilience and determination. Surrounded by 6 wands, the card represents strength and courage in facing social oppression or opposition. The light yellow background highlights the scene's intensity. So that's how she kind of saw this, you know, how this interpretation can go. There's Joan of Arc as Justice. That's also interesting. Beautiful Hermit, the wise one. Love this Warrior of Swords with anything with note, and I'm happy. There's 3 of Wands. 10 of Cups, you know, this beautiful tree of life. Everything is growing and strong. Warrior of Wands. Love the red, you know, bloody kind of aspect. The Star. Fairly traditional. Love the tattoos on her body representing the stars. Gathering for the Sol and Luna, you know, alchemical marriage. There's 2 of Wands. I really love the imagery. It's very cool. How cool is that? As like envisioning and cooperating and like, you know, like swirling the creative energies in there. Ace of Swords, Temperance, the Priestess with the evil eye, 7 of Wands, 3 of Swords, beautiful heart there, very traditional, 4 of Wands. The Hangman is the Dream, which I also love. It's very cool. It's like she's on some gummies, I think. Very colorful dream. The Moon. Interesting with this redness. It's kind of a bit dangerous. It seems like, you know, mad. This is 6 of Cups. Look at the the pink hair. 6 of Swords. Ace of Cups with the mermaids. 7 of Swords. That's quite an interesting take. Liberation for the Tower. And then we have the Movement for the Chariot. Love the Invocation, which invocation I think is for the swords. That's the kind of like the you know, the spirit of the swords. And then we have 10 of Pentacles with all these witches. That's cool. Beautiful Queen of Swords. Love her. Emperor, very traditional. Warrior of Cups. Wow, pretty potent. And there is 2 of Pentacles. Beautiful manifestation for the Spirit of Pentacles. And there is the Guardian of Swords and the Beginning, which is the Fool. So I think this deck is like really sweet. If we put a couple of cards together, you know, like what do we need to know right now is, so the instruction that we keep getting is, you know, maybe pause and try to create some positive environment for, because I think we worrying a lot about financial stability, financial sustenance, influx, you know, on the very practical level. 2 of Swords suggests that we might be at crossroads, deciding about certain projects, certain working patterns. And then this Queen of Swords suggests at the end that we also need to like relax and really be in our body. It's nearly, she reminds me of Krishna, you know, she's blue, she's all thought, she becomes what she thinks. So it's really important to free and allow this innocent thought to fly freely from our chest. Queen of Swords always makes good decisions. She's water of air, so her decisions are also connected to water, to emotions. And it's interesting that there is no emotions in this flower or the fountain here, but she becomes them. But she's also like aligns the head and the heart, right? So here we kind of a little stuck, but here we go through this initiation and we become much more in alignment with our thoughts and actions. I love how this, you know, can go into so many different levels and layers. Here we're thinking about, you know, maybe creative aspect or invoking a love story into our lives, and maybe we have a premonition about a relationship coming. Here there is something that's really being sparked, and some creative spark that's being awoken, and we start something, but maybe we come across a challenge, we come across a hurdle, there is something that we haven't spoken openly about, or that we were lied about, or there is some misconception or miscommunication that happened. Here we guarding what needs to be guarded. Here we successful in and connected to the moon phases as well, to our blood. Here we end up, moving past or taking a pause to help ourselves access. Sorry, I'm just like slow down because there's some stuff going on in the forest. Anyway, I'm not going to go through more of these cards. One more 3, just for the sake of you seeing how cool these cards look together, and I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know if you have this deck. I know that quite a lot of people were interested in it, and I'm positively surprised with this deck and positively enjoying working with it. And it's fresh, it makes me excited to use it. So I highly recommend these two. These are pretty cool. Let me know, and I hope you enjoyed it. Here's my dog, here's the forest, and here I am. It's very hot, so I'm my working outfit, but I hope you are doing well. See you soon. Bye.